Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, a.k.a. Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. Hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about Claressa Shields being blackballed and banned from MVP events. We're going to be speaking about Keyshawn Davis calling out Floyd Schofield. And then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We went into that 3,500 mark. Looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the comments thus far. You guys are very much appreciated. First minute in, we already got a few comments. Shout out to my boy Justin Jackson in the building. What's going on, brother? How we feeling? What's up? What's up? Chris Maldonado, my high school brother, man. What's going on? What's going on? How are we? Slime El Tortador. What's going on, brother? What's going on? What's going on? AJ 86 in the motherfucking building. What's good? What's good? What's goody? What's goody? Talk to me, man. How we feeling on this Monday? What's this? Tuesday night? I mean, I'll be losing track of the days. My apologies for that. Ashy Knuckles, what up? Dwar, what up? What's going on, man? It was hot than a bitch out here in these streets, man. God, I ain't even dare to step into that gym. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm gonna kick it with my son. You know what I mean? We're gonna go visit family and all that. See, you know what I mean? My son got a lot of cousins that's his age and shit. He was just kicking it with his cousins and you know, his grandmother, which is my mom, and I mean, we had a little good time. You feel what I'm saying? Spent time. I mean, and plus we just finished up some fights, so I got the guys resting a little bit. But yeah, we got shit going. Slime. What's going on? Yeah. The weather was a little bit different today, man. And it's like this weather's so unpredictable, man. What made this heat bad was the fact that we couldn't even acclimate to it. You know how like a few years back, you could have sworn it was just like, you know, it was like winter time, and then you know the 50-degree weather started creeping up into 60, and then it gradually gets into the summer. Nowadays, I guess with this climate change and all that, you know what I mean, it could be 50 degrees on Monday, and then it's 80 degrees on Wednesday, then it's 60 degrees on Saturday, then it's 90 degrees on Thursday. Bro, this whole unpredictable weather shit got people getting sick, all the people immune system, you know, taking the L. Like it's crazy, bro. Philly is very unpredictable, man. Like today, I believe it got up to like 95 or something like that. I could be wrong. But it was very hot, man. Like it was very hot. I had a little car issue. My starter went bad on my car. Thank God I got a great support system, man. And I know some great mechanics around the city. I mean, got that taken care of while I was at work. You know what I mean? They took care of all of that for me. Shout out to my peoples, man. Shout out to Johnny Bravo and them. So I was able to get myself back in the mix. But goddamn, bro, when you don't got a car, I'm gonna just say this, y'all. When y'all don't have a car, it's like the whole routine get messed up. Like it's insane, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like it just made me so grateful to just know that I have a car. Bro, I had to ride my motherfucking electric scooter to work today. Then I had to get picked up to get driven to my job. I mean, to the gym. Then from the gym, I was able to pick up my car, and then I was able to get back to a normal schedule. Shit was crazy, bro. I got an electric scooter. I had an electric scooter. I was sliding down. I was sliding down the motherfucking block with that John. Everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm dressed with my you know, with my professional clothes on and shit. This motherfucker got dress shoes on an electric scooter. You damn right. I gotta get to this motherfucking money. Mark got to work like Squidward. Oh, wait, how Squidward get to work? What he used to do? He used to ride a scooter? I don't think he did that. But nah, bro, that motherfucker, my electric scooter go like 20 miles an hour too. I was just like, yo, I hope a motherfucker don't eat a stop sign and clean me. Like, I hope that shit don't happen. You know what I mean? I was tapping my brakes, checking real quick. Go ahead, just, Yeah. I was in my bag, cuz I had to get to work. You know what I'm saying? But I hope everything was well with y'all, man. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to stay positive even during the negative times. You feel me? Thank God, even when the moments is difficult. Absolutely. I rarely tap into my spirituality bag, my relationship with God bag, you feel me? But I'm always grateful. Frontline, what up? Yeah, Squidward did ride a bike. I remember that. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, man. I make pretty good money doing what I do, man. I get paid pretty well, bro. For not having a college degree, I be getting paid more than people that got masters and all that. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. Frontline said Team Zayas. I hear you, brother. Shout out to Xander Zayas, man. Let me hold some. Oh no, we not. We not. Don't get it misconstrued. I didn't say that I was wealthy. I didn't say I was rich, but I do have a good job. Thank God. Thank God. Justin, you probably got shit. I mean, you saying let me hold some. Every motherfucker I know that said tell me, let me hold some. I used to have I had bro, I got like millionaire family members. Like niggas don't even know that. I got like real millionaires in my family and shit. Yo, man, you look like you getting some money. Let me hold some. Nigga, you a 7, 8 figure nigga. What the fuck is you telling me let me hold some for? You trolling? My boy Dua in the building. So what we thinking about Usyk versus Rico? I'm gonna keep it real. We ain't thinking about it. Like we, I mean, at least not me. You know what I mean? I love to see Usyk getting like a big money fight because he did do some great things in the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. You know what I mean? Showed to be the best heavyweight of this era, a pound for pound level talent. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really mind him, getting one of these entertainment fights because he's already established himself. You know what I mean? Nowadays, these motherfuckers want to do these entertainment type fights and fight streamers, YouTubers, MMA, mixed martial artists, and they haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Like before Floyd fought the Conor McGregors, he dominated for damn near 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Anthony Joshua before he got that Francis Ngannou fight was established. And, Tyson Fury, same thing. So I'm not really mad at Usyk for facing Rico because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, there's some guys who could possibly give Usyk a good fight. Like, they trying to push Moses Atama. You know what I'm saying? They talking about Egypt Cabiel. Who else? They did say Fabio Worley, but Daniel Dubois just knocked him off the radar for now. But Usyk already done beat Daniel Dubois 2 times. Do we really want to see a trilogy when the first 2 fights wasn't even competitive? I don't know, man. I guess for the sake of history, Usyk might do it to become undisputed again. But it's like, do we really care to see that? Like Daniel Dubois has just shown that he's not on Usyk level, and that's okay because Daniel Dubois, despite not being the #1 guy, was able to become a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, which is a incredible feat. And Dubois got he got a solid resume at heavyweight. I mean, you talking about Anthony Joshua, Philip Herkovich, Gerald Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like he's building, and now Fabio Worley, he's building a nice little resume. You know what I'm saying? He just not on Usyk level. You feel what I'm saying? So Usyk to get that little entertainment fight, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't really mind that. I don't really know too much about Rico. I ain't gonna lie. He's not in the martial art that I pay attention to. But I hope Usyk go ahead and do his thing for the sake of boxing. I hope he dominate and knock out Rico, whatever he got to do, man. Embarrass him, knock him out, flatline him, whatever the case is. I did see a clip of him. I did see a clip of Rico boxing, though. I did see a clip of Rico boxing, and I'm not underestimating the dude. You don't ever want to underestimate anybody in the sport of boxing. But at the same time, it's like I do got a good eye for what what a guy's skill level is like by hitting the bag, shadow boxing, sparring, fights. And, I don't really look at Rico and automatically get concerned for Usyk's ability to win or health or just his health overall. I don't really see anything concerning that Usyk hasn't seen throughout his professional career. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at guys like Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois, them type of guys. I think Usyk got like the last little bit of the best of Derek Chisora. You feel what I'm saying? Derek Chisora gave it all he had in that fight. I look at those guys, and in my opinion, I deem them to be more of a threat than guys like Rico. But maybe Rico could upset the world. Maybe this could be his fight where he's like, yo, man, like I know I did my thing in kickboxing. Now I'm about to show y'all what I could do in boxing. And he takes out the top guy. That'd be a hell of a story. But do I think it's realistic? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I respect Alexander Usyk. I'm not going to criticize him for taking this fight. You know what I mean? It probably had a nice little bag on it. You know what I'm saying? And Usyk done conquered the division, 2-3 times over. So it's like, why not take this fight and ride off into the sunset? To be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad if Usyk retired right now. Like right after this fight, people like, yo, man, did everything I needed to do. You know what I mean? Done with the sport, man. Peace out. And he will go down as an all-time great, in my opinion. Where you place him, that's opinionated, of course. But, an all-time great for his era. You know what I mean? A first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to respect shit like that. And it's not like Usyk got many years ahead of him anyway. Like, he's in his late 30s, man. If you want to ride off into the sunset and go ahead and support his boy Vasily Lomachenko on his comeback, I mean, go do that. I mean, go chill with the family. Like, boxing, it's a lot of wear and tear. And Usyk been doing this since he was a kid. You feel me? So, I mean, it do get to a point where certain fighters just, it's like when you're playing a game and you just like you literally accomplished, like you beat the whole story mode. Every side quest you accomplished. Every mission you was able to accomplish. You collected all the little rare items in the game. It's like, what is there left to do? Like, I didn't like nothing here is really entertaining anymore. It's nothing really motivating to go after anymore. So it's like, yeah, I still got something left in the tank, but it's like, why am I going to keep? Because if I stay around too long, them young dudes going to take me out the game. So what am I really doing here? You feel what I'm saying? So much respect to Alexander Usyk, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Derek, the Maestro Moore. What's going on, brother? We definitely gonna talk tomorrow, man. I'm gonna hit you up. Man. I got some information. I wanna share that with you. You feel what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna speak. Shout out to the Maestro. Marissa, what's going on, Marissa? How we feeling? We about to get into this conversation, man. Bethanio, what up? My boy Tricks in the building. What up? He said, because it's heavyweights, I think guys who do MMA or kickboxing are able to hang in there with boxers because they could punch, they could take a good shot. No, they definitely, both of those things definitely play a part. But I think what stands out more than anything, especially at a high level when it comes to that, is the skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rico may be able to take a punch. Yeah, you know what I mean? He may have some pop on his punches, but does he have the skill set in this martial art to be able to effectively take control in a fight against one of the best fighters in the world? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's like, yeah, you could probably, give Usyk some fits, or maybe you may frustrate Usyk because you could take his best shot and you could continue putting pressure and all that. But, at the end of the day, these other, Usyk got power too, and there's only so much you're going to take from him until, he put your lights out or hurt you. Everybody, like in the heavyweight division, everybody I done seen get hit by Usyk got hurt at heavyweight. I seen Derek Chisora get hurt. I seen the boy Chaz Witherspoon get hurt. I see Anthony Joshua get hurt against Usyk. I seen Tyson Fury get hurt by Usyk. Daniel Dubois got knocked the fuck out by Usyk. You see what I'm saying? So it's like all these dudes getting hurt, but Rico can't. I don't know. Like, I know them MMA dudes, they get hit with knees, shins, and kicks and elbows and all of that. But it be what makes boxing devastating in itself is the precision on the punches, the punch placement. You know what I'm saying? And these guys and these boxers punch a lot harder than MMA fighters because their technique is better with the hands, man. They turn the punches over. They get full rotation on that shot. The weight transfer on these shots are more devastating than the MMA fighters because a lot of MMA fighters, they have to defend kicks. They're not as like set down with their punches as boxers are. So if you sit down too much in MMA, calf kick, you know what I mean, oblique kick, you like shit like that. There's other shit they got to worry about, and a lot of them MMA fighters stand up tall so they could, avoid certain things. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, let's get into these topics, man, because I had to speak on this. I put out a video earlier today, you know what I'm saying, basically speaking on the Claressa Shields and Alicia Baumgartner situation. You feel what I'm saying? I spoke about it on the live, the day before yesterday. But I guess we spoke on the shit too early because now I done picked up a whole different type of momentum, and I got a bunch of people hitting me up asking me what I think about this. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, amongst like my friends, outside of boxing, I'm known as the boxing guy. So whenever some viral shit hit their timeline, they have to do a boxing, they send it to me. Like, yo, Mark, what you think? Blah, blah. Like I already done spoke on the shit, but it's like it's gotten more and more viral as the days have went on. Because now I'm seeing like the Shade Room posted and all these different people that know nothing about boxing are speaking on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna speak on this because not everybody watches the video. Some people specifically come on the channel to tune in with the lives and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just speak on this briefly. So yeah, man, Alicia Baumgartner, Claressa Shields, they was friends at one point in time. I seen them, showing a lot of love to each other around the 2022 mark, and Claressa and Savannah Marshall was the main event. Alicia Baumgartner, Michaela Mara was on the undercard. They embraced. Everything was cool. I think when things started to take a turn was when Alicia Baumgartner started feeling herself. You know what I mean? She was looking to be like, the face of women's boxing and stuff like that. She's seeing that men is starting to take attraction to her. You know what I'm saying? She's starting to notice that she has some type of star power. And I don't think Alicia noticed that in the past. You know what I'm saying? But when she saw that men was actually feeling her and that they following her and they commenting all over her posts and they absolutely loving her. I ain't gonna lie, men love Alicia Baumgartner. She got a little swag to herself. You know what I mean? She got some, she a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? So I could see why men would jump out of their skin to, want to send her DMs, send her, comment on her page, repost her. And, in the wrong person's hands, that could make them extremely arrogant. That could make them real big-headed. You feel what I'm saying? In Spanish, we call that a come mierda. You feel me? That could really turn you into one of those. So not saying that Alicia Baumgartner is that, but based off of that way she's moving, you could pretty much draw that conclusion. I don't know her personally, so I can't speak on that. But just based off of the lives, how the way she talks, like Alicia Baumgartner isn't a star in any shape, form, or fashion. The numbers don't indicate that. She's not on pay-per-view. She's not selling out arenas. Nothing of that sort. You know what I'm saying? She just got men attention, but you let Alicia talk, she popping it as if she motherfucking prime Floyd Mayweather, 24/7 Floyd Mayweather on HBO fighting Ricky Hatton and all them. Like, you would think that she's on that level. You would think she'd be selling that much. You feel me? Oh, Carolyn Dubois, she got to earn her name. Oh, you a puppy and I'm the big dog. It's like, Alicia, like, you did some great shit in boxing, dog, but you not like this fucking draw where it's just too far gone of a conclusion to face Carolyn Dubois. It's like Carolyn Dubois probably get more love in the UK than you get in the US for real, because the UK biggest shit on boxing. But anyways, Claressa and Alicia, they was cool, but things started to change between them once Alicia started, popping her shit, talking about that she wanted to fight Claressa Shields, and she said, "Oh, well, you'll fight Chris Cyborg at 147. Why don't you fight me at 147?" Mind you, Alicia Baumgartner is a 130-pound champion, so you're willing to move up 3 weight classes to fight Claressa Shields, but you bitching to fight Carolyn Dubois, a weight class above you. I don't know. I felt like that was something to just get her name attached to Claressa Shields. You know, Claressa Shields is one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in female boxing today. The numbers do indicate that. And Claressa can pop it because of her accolades, what she draws, especially out in Flint, and people talk about her. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like Alicia Baumgartner was clout chasing. That's just me. I felt like she just wanted to be in Claressa's place. So she attached herself strategically to Claressa's name just so she could get some recognition. A lot of people do this nowadays. Let's not act like this is a far gone conclusion, right? Cool. So things started to get personal between them. You know what I mean? I'm seeing them going back and forth, especially when Alicia tests positive for PEDs. You know, Alicia I even saw Claressa trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but then she was using it against Alicia later on. It just spiraled out of control. And, you know, every time they ran into each other in person, they always end up arguing. Alicia saying some shit, Claressa saying some shit. And I knew things was getting personal between them in their first interaction when they was face to face because Claressa had slapped her hand. Now, that was disrespectful, but what initiated all of that was Alicia pointing at Claressa's face. It's very comfortable doing disrespectful shit. It's a common theme here with Alicia Baumgartner. You feel me? So fast forward to last Sunday night, they both at an MVP event. You know what I'm saying? They had some shit going on for females. And one thing about Claressa that I can honestly say about her, even though I've seen her hating in the past and stuff like that, she does like to show up for women's boxing. And she has been a trailblazer in this era of women's boxing. And I do think Claressa being in women's boxing is why it is part of a reason why female boxing is as popular as it is right now. You know, you can't talk about female boxing without bringing Claressa's name up. You kind of look at somebody crazy if they don't bring Claressa's name up first. That's just how I see the shit. Like, if you don't got Claressa Shields pound for pound #1, I think you a fool. That's just me. I think she's accomplished that much. But anyways, she's out supporting an event with MVP. Mind you, her and MVP have been at odds and has been talking shit about each other for a while now. You know, Claressa Shields has had problems with MVP fighters like Alicia Baumgartner, Amanda Serrano, etc. Shadesha Green. She's always been, rivals with them. But behind the scenes, a couple years, not too long ago, when Claressa Shields was a free agent, MVP had gave her an opportunity. Actually, Claressa was this close to signing with MVP. But she ended up re-signing with Dimitri Salita because he offered more money. That's what she said, not me, right? So they're at an event or whatever the case is, and here go Alicia Baumgartner popping her shit. She liked to talk shit. She liked to get underneath Claressa Shields' skin, but it just seemed like Claressa Shields just had a different type of tone to her in this argument. And I wasn't able to hear initially what was said because the first camera angle that came out seemed to be a bit far for us to hear. But there was a different camera angle that I believe Michael Irvin had recorded himself. And you could hear Claressa Shields saying something to the effect of, like, yo, like, mind your fucking business when you talk, like, stop talking about my relationship, like, mind your fucking business. So it made me go back to think about what Alicia may have said possibly about Claressa's relationship with Pat Poose. And it was pretty much the same argument that a lot of people are making on the internet. Oh, why is Claressa fucking with a married man? And how could you do this? And how could you do that? I guess it's just women holding each other accountable or some shit, right? And I guess Claressa wasn't really too fond of what Alicia had to say. So she was like, yo, mind your fucking business. Like, you don't know what's going on. And I ain't gonna lie. I agree with Claressa Shields. Why the fuck is you so invested in somebody else's love life, especially when you single, bitch? Why are you so worried about what the fuck Claressa Shields got going on? What? So you know how stupid you sound talking shit about somebody else's relationship. Meanwhile, they happy and they got an understanding between each other, and you ain't got nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? So, I did agree with it from that aspect, but Claressa looked like she already had some shit on her mind. And in my personal opinion, I think she already wanted to make an example out of Alicia Baumgartner because of how much shit Alicia Baumgartner has been talking in the past. Not only that, but you got to put yourself in Claressa Shields' shoes. And, she's fighting at 175. Alicia Baumgartner's fighting at 130. Drastic weight difference between the two. Meanwhile, this girl, Alicia Baumgartner, is talking all of this cash shit when she knows that fight isn't really realistic. Even if Claressa Shields was a somehow, some way, cut all the fat off of her ass, legs, shoulders, back, chest, whatever the fuck the case is, and make 147 pounds, that's still gonna be too far gone of a conclusion for Alicia Baumgartner because she too small to be fighting at welterweight any fucking way. You feel what I'm saying? So, in Claressa Shields' mind, it's like, yo, this bitch keep talking shit, keep talking about she want to fight me when she know in reality that fight will never fucking happen. And the only way that I could really relieve myself of this animosity towards this woman is if I beat this bitch ass. I can't beat this bitch ass outside of the ring. So, I mean, inside of the ring. So what does that leave me with? Because Claressa, she's not somebody to really sit down, and she's not the type to sit down and try to understand people's feelings and talk shit out. Like Claressa would be ready for war. You feel what I'm saying? Southwest said, "Quote, too thick, all that ass." She definitely got a lot of ass. You feel me? That's 215 really got a picture of Alicia Baumgartner getting slapped as his profile picture. That nigga, that's a cold motherfucker, boy. Bella Face said Claressa is a public figure along with Papoose and Remy, so yeah, her relationship is going to get ridiculed. Yeah, but it's a bit different when somebody you had a friendship with is online airing you out talking about it. Now, if it's a fan that they don't know and shit, fans is gonna be fans. They gonna have their opinions. Ain't nothing you can really do about that. That's the internet. But when it comes down to somebody that you actually looked at as a friend a couple years ago, now going online, and they've known you personally for years. This is somebody that you supported. This is somebody that hugged, been talking to and giving advice to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember Claressa was backing Alicia Baumgartner when she first tested positive. Like, I remember that. So to see that, so to know this girl personally, y'all have a relationship at one point in time, and then now she's just online airing out your fucking relationship or your love life. It's like, you out of pocket. You out of pocket. You feel what I'm saying? So I can see where Claressa's coming from in certain instances. The only thing that Claressa did wrong was put hands on the bitch. Ain't no reason. Like, you shouldn't have went that far. You got too much fucking money. I think Papoose was in the building. He shouldn't have even let his girl do that shit. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not necessarily shocked. Like, Papoose like to fuck with masculine type of women, and masculine women, you know what I'm saying? They like to lead and do their own shit. So maybe Papoose just sat back and let her do what she do. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe he don't got no control over the bitch. So ain't nothing he can really do to really stop her from doing what she want to do. You feel what I'm saying? So, I thought Papoose was dead wrong. He should have stopped this woman from, getting into that physical shit, because now most likely she going to have to cut a check. Maybe Claressa has to turn herself in. Maybe she'll have a warrant for her arrest. I don't know what the fuck going to happen, but some type of disciplinary action will be had or will be done, because Alicia has made it clear she's pursuing shit in a legal and professional way. That's what she said. So I don't know if she's going to be pressing charges. I don't know if she's suing her. Maybe she's doing both. I don't know. But that's the only thing I felt like Claressa Shields did wrong. She should have never put her hands on that woman, because Alicia not like that. Alicia always talking about having motherfucking good lawyers and shit like that. So, who's to say that she won't sue you if you do some shit to her, if you embarrass her, if you tarnish her name, whatever the case is. They said Pap ain't stopped Remy from clapping a bitch. Yeah, he just be letting these bitches have free will. All I know is whatever bitch I'm with, whoever I'm in a relationship with, nah, she gonna act accordingly when I'm around. You ain't about to just be having me throwing me into the fire for no fucking reason because you can't keep your mouth shut. Bitch, shut your dumb ass up. You feel me? If it could be avoided, let's avoid it. If it could be de-escalated, de-escalate. Now, if it was a situation where Alicia swung on Claressa, Pat, let her do what she do. But if you see that chick girl jumping all out her skin and she ready to go up, and you know your girl by now, like, you know what she about to get into, you know what she gonna try to do, refrain her from doing that because you know what I mean? Now, because of her emotional reaction, she might have to cut a nice little check. You know what I'm saying? But Alicia Baumgartner was very wrong in her own right. Nah, J Day, I seen no J Day. When we had our conversation initially, I told you that she was wrong for slapping Alicia. But Alicia is not a victim. See, that's the difference. They both wrong in their own ways. People don't really want to admit that. People don't really want to admit that. People just want to say, Clarissa's wrong. She's fucking ghetto and she's holding back the sport of women's boxing. How the fuck? I don't really understand this. How could you say, let me pull up this letter. Let me pull up this letter, right? Because, you know, they doing whatever they can to assassinate Claressa Shields' character, in my opinion, or at least diminish what she's done for female boxing. And has Claressa always carried herself in the most positive light? No. You know, she, like I said, she can't get emotional. She's not the most like likable person. Cool. I haven't always been. I've defended Claressa in the past, but I haven't always been the most fond of her. You feel me? And I don't think she give a fuck, to be honest with you. But let me see. Let me get into this statement. But you know, to act like Alicia is this fucking saint in this whole situation is absolutely insane. You feel me? So, and if you read this shit right here from Alicia Baumgartner, you would think that she's an absolute like saint when she's not. So let's get into Alicia Baumgartner's statement. She starts off with a little quote right here, and she says, "When your purpose is to elevate, there will always be people who attempt to pull you down to the level from which they operate." So that first statement right there was a clear shot at Claressa Shields. She's basically saying that she's like a Debbie Downer, I guess you would say. She's a parasite. You know what I'm saying? Like she just she's basically saying that she's miserable and she's trying to bring people down to her miserable level. Now, that's her opinion on Claressa Shields. I ain't about to sit here and defend her. I don't know her. You feel what I'm saying? I just know how the way she presents herself publicly. Have I caught Claressa hating in the past? Yes, but you know, there's been times where people be hating on her. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, it'd be a little give and take or whatever the case is. Let's continue. The situation that occurred on Saturday was unprovoked. That's a fucking lie. That's a fucking lie. See, I can't even read through this shit because it's bullshit off the rip. Fuck you mean was unprovoked? What the fuck? What the fuck you mean that was unprovoked? You antagonized that woman. You was calling her all types of bitches. You literally said that you would whoop her ass right now. I didn't hear Claressa say that shit. I didn't hear Claressa talk about beating nobody ass or nothing like that. At least not right now. She probably said, I'll dog walk you in the ring or whatever the case is. She ain't say nothing about I'll whoop your ass right now. Alicia literally told Claressa to her face in front of the whole public, I'll beat your ass right now. You easy, bitch. You easy, bitch. I'm provoked. You know there's video out here, right? Let's continue. And entirely consistent with the individual involved. While attending MVP and Argue MMA event, as the guest, I was physically assaulted without provocation. So she's continuously saying this. I was physically assaulted. Basically, she's saying that she got assaulted for no reason. That Claressa just came out of nowhere and slapped the dog shit out of her. You know. And for those of y'all don't know what provocation is, it's basically like an emotional response. You feel what I'm saying? I was physically assaulted without provocation. Like, she's really playing this innocent role right now, which is exactly what you would do when you're planning to sue somebody. This behavior follows a continued pattern from someone who has publicly celebrated other fighters' brain injuries. So this is when Claressa was talking crazy about Shadesha Green. initiated one-sided altercations at press conferences. I think she was talking about when that old head had gotten knocked out and that little messy situation that she had in the past, and consistently display hostility towards other women. I mean, Alicia, you've done that too. I remember you almost about to fight Michaela Mayer at a press conference because you was calling her all types of bitches and shit like that. And I've seen you have hostility towards fucking, towards other women. Y'all fighters, y'all female fighters. You telling me that I saw you have hostility towards Carolyn Dubois as well. Like we really about to criticize fighters for having hostility towards their own competition. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that's like getting mad at comedians for saying jokes towards other comedians. You feel me? I don't really understand that. That's part of competition, especially in the sport of boxing. She goes on to say, this conduct is unacceptable and should not be tolerated in any professional sport. This behavior reflects a repeated pattern of hostility, chaos, and attention-seeking conduct that continues to embarrass women's sports. This situation has and will continue to be handled legally and professionally. My focus remains far beyond individuals who lack discipline, professionalism, and self-control inside or outside the ring. Now, you got a whole lot of nerve, Alicia, to be talking about people who lack professionalism and self-control. First of all, you literally got caught with performance enhancement drugs in your system. That's probably the least amount of professionalism a fighter could ever have, is being a fucking drug cheat. First of all. Second of all, you're claiming that you're so above Claressa Shields, and from an aspect of having self-control. You were crashing out too. You just didn't put hands on the bitch. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. You feel what I'm saying? You're referring to self-control. You were calling Claressa bitch like consistently throughout that altercation. Then you went on to even threaten her with whooping her ass at that moment. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Like, if anybody is lacking self-control in that moment, it's both of y'all. But I'm not going to sit here and act like you were saying. You antagonized that woman. See, this is what happened. Like, I hate when motherfuckers, they poke at you, and then when you give a reaction, all of a sudden, you're the one that's out of pocket. How about this reaction would have never happened if you didn't fucking antagonize me? So let's say, for instance, somebody pushes you, right? There's going to be some people who brush that shit off and keep it moving. That's that they're entitled to that reaction. You can't blame them for having that reaction. Some people just move like that. But there's also going to be somebody who, when you push them, may take it upon themselves to punch you in your fucking mouth, or at least push you back. Oh man, he just pushed you. Why would you punch him? Who the fuck are you to tell that person how to react to that situation? How about don't fuck with them in the first place and we'll never know what the end result is? You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my whole thing, man. I hate how, if y'all gonna criticize Claressa Shields, fuck it. She deserves the criticism because she did something that was ultimately out of pocket. She could have kept her hands to herself. She could have walked away. Alicia clearly wasn't on that. If she was on that shit, then she would have at least tried to swing back after that. And we're not gonna sit here and be like, oh, slap didn't land or slap didn't land. That nigga Michael Irvin was right in front of them and said that Alicia Baumgartner got a chin because she ate that. If a slap didn't land, why would Michael Irvin say that? A slap did land, and that shit was hard. And as this woman and how the way that woman reacted to that slap, that was a hell of a slap. On some Chris Rock, Will Smith shit. But anyways, she said, I have spent my career representing myself, my family, and the sport of boxing with class, integrity, and respect. This bitch, I'm sorry, this bitch is delusional, bro. Like, I love how she just tries to ignore what she's done in the past. Like, you can't say shit like this and be a drug cheat, or at least tested positive for performance enhancement drugs in the past. You cannot say shit like that. I mean, you can, but you're gonna look dumb. You're gonna look like a fucking hypocrite. I want to congratulate MVP and Netflix on an event that continues to raise the ceiling for women's combat sports, and I look forward to contributing a positive force in the evolution of the sport. Okay, cool. That was a statement from Alicia Baumgartner. Do I think she wrote it? Absolutely not. That's what publicists are for, and I'm pretty sure somebody over at MVP wrote that shit for her and then slapped her logo at the bottom and sent it over to her, and she posted it. Not saying that she's incapable of writing shit like this, but this is a media trained statement to put out there in the open. And what also lets me know that MVP wrote this shit is that they wrote their own statement on top of this. And they go ahead and say MVP is aware of the incident during MVP's Rousey Carano event on Saturday night involving physical contact by Claressa Shields towards Alicia Baumgartner. MVP maintains a strict zero tolerance policy for hostile, threatening, or aggressive behavior towards fighters, media, staff, or guests at any of our events. So I have a question. I remember during an MVP event, Mike Tyson slapped the dog shit out of Jake Paul on that stage at the weigh-ins because he stepped on his foot. Is Mike Tyson banned from any of these events? It was a lot of it was a lot of physical contact in that situation. Most likely not. And that was literally one of the owners of MVP getting the dog shit slapped out of him. And Mike Tyson could probably walk in an MVP event for free for the rest of his life. But anyways, physical altercations outside the ring or cage are unacceptable in any MVP environment. MVP does not condone, tolerate, or accept Claressa Shields' behavior in that setting, and it reflects poorly on MVP and women's sports, which we have worked tirelessly to uplift. Effective immediately, Claressa Shields is banned from all MVP events until further notice. There's a time and a place for fighter tension and banter, but to physically attack a fellow athlete while they're as a guest inside a private VIP area is unacceptable. MVP would like to thank venue security for their swift response in addressing and de-escalating the situation, and appreciate Alicia Baumgartner not retaliating and further amplifying the situation. So shout out to Alicia Baumgartner for getting the dog shit slapped out of her and doing nothing about it. Basically, that's what they said. We remain committed to maintaining a safe, respectful, and professional environment for all participants and attendees at our events, and will continue to enforce these standards without exception. That was what MVP had to say about this. Now, like I said, man, I don't really want to speak too much about this, man. This shit just needs to go ahead and die down. But Claressa, keep your hands to your fucking self, man. You might have to pay a pretty penny, whether it's in legal fees or settling out of court, whatever the case is, just because of your emotional response. And a lot of the things that you do while being emotional can't be reversed. I learned that shit before. I'm sure y'all done learned that shit before. Let this be a learning lesson to Claressa Shields. Just because somebody is disrespecting you or downplaying you or criticizing you does not mean that you should be triggered enough to give them an emotional response. Not everybody is worth your time. Not everybody's worth your energy. We all know that you're a great fighter. We know you are the greatest female fighter to ever lace a pair of gloves, in my opinion. So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? You need to be more strategic. You need to be more stoic in these situations. So that's just my opinion on the whole situation. Now, Alicia Baumgartner, you just need to cut all of that tough guy talk. You know what I mean? You really on your Jamal Charlo shit on some real shit. In that video I put out earlier, you just need to go ahead and start your own promotional company called Lioness Only, because you and Jamal Charlo are the same nigga. You talk all that big shit, talk about what you'll do to niggas and all of that, and then the moment somebody turn up on you, all of a sudden you know what I mean, you got cold feet, and you know what I mean, you scared to look at Claressa Shields' shadow out this motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? That shit, hopefully that shit brought Alicia Baumgartner back down to earth. You're not fucking invincible. You know what I mean? All these niggas that be commenting on your posts and liking all your photos and, replying to your stories on IG and all that, they're not going to be there to save you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be able to twerk your way up out of this one. You're not gonna be able to bikini selfie your way out of this one. This will forever be held over your head. And you made your bed in that situation. So now you gotta lay in it. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta lay in it. That shit ain't no different from a grown ass man. See, if this was, and that's how I know a lot of these motherfuckers is biased and they just looking to defend Alicia Bumgarner because one day they just hope, within their fantasies that Alicia throw some pussy at them. Niggas, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Y'all gassed her head up, so now she feel like, her pussy worth $1 billion. And if you feel what I'm saying, she thinks she got the golden clit now. Ain't nothing y'all niggas gonna do to make her want to fuck y'all. I promise y'all that. She just gonna get that pussy to a nigga that's not you. You feel me? So I forgot what the fuck I was even talking about. I got caught up with that whole shit. But all in all, man, Alicia, calm that shit down. Not everybody built like that. It's okay. I done seen a lot of niggas get smacked upside their shit and do absolutely nothing about it. I mean, because not everybody built like that. Some people, are tough in the ring and not so tough outside of the ring because it's two totally different settings. You know what I mean? It is what it is. She not the first fighter to get slapped. She not going to be the last fighter to get slapped. What I was saying was that, and that's how I know a lot of y'all niggas is biased. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all niggas just hate on Claressa or y'all just feel like Alicia prettier. Y'all niggas, y'all simp mechanism can't, just can't seem to be, turned off. So, I mean, y'all backing her play regardless of the situation. But let's just say that these were two men. Let's just say these were two men. And let's say the boy Robert slapped the shit out of the boy Danny. Let's say Danny talking all of this big shit. We see it. We used to see it on World Star all the time. Niggas doing all this barking. Oh, I do this, nigga. I do that, nigga. On my son, nigga. I kill you, nigga. I smoke you, nigga. You crazy, nigga. On the gang, nigga. On God, nigga. On my mama. On my mama, nigga. You know who I am, nigga. I'm from 17th and I'm from 17th and Susquehanna, nigga. You know who the fuck I am, nigga. I'm from there. I'm from the projects, nigga. A nigga like, oh yeah, hold that shit, nigga. You know what I mean? Them niggas go to sleep. They get scared. They fold up, and then everybody laugh at them. Yeah, man, shit, you shouldn't have been talking shit. You can't be talking shit like that. Man, you gotta be ready, man. If you talking shit, you gotta be ready. Why is this any different for Alicia? Alicia talking all this big shit. She shooting threats. She gets smacked. And everybody want to go ahead and, you know what I mean, claim that Alicia innocent and Claressa's so out of pocket, blah, blah, blah. Bro, if that was two men that you weren't attracted to, my fault, y'all. If these were two men that you weren't attracted to, and Alicia was the guy that was talking all this big shit, the other boy slapped in front of his mouth, you'll sit there and be like, oh, that's what that nigga get. You know what I'm saying? But when you trade these men out for women, you see that Alicia, you're type, you know what I mean? You like them little blazing Johns, and you know what I mean? You gonna throw away your logic just to be on some simp shit. You feel me? Shit just hella corny. Bella Faith said that Jamal Charlo sued Caleb Plant, or did he just take the L? He took the L. This nigga took the L and said he want to wear Caleb Plant clothes. Nigga said he want to model Caleb Plant clothes. It ain't never get his get back. At least not right now. Naja said niggas give you a biography before getting knocked out. Facts. That's exactly what Alicia was doing. Oh man, you easy bitch. You easy bitch. I'll fuck you up right now. I'll whoop your ass right now. Yeah, you ugly. Yeah, I'm pretty. I'm ugly. You pretty. You see me on the yacht. You see that? You see how many likes I get on my page? You see how many niggas love me? Shut up, bitch. Simple. You talking too much. So, Alicia, pipe the fuck down. Because you know if shit hit the fan outside of this ring, you ain't gonna do nothing. Claressa, keep your fucking hands to yourself. Because all you gonna do is have to cut these little scary bitches like Alicia a check. That's all it really is to it, man. Yep. Yeah, you know, Jamal, he really deserved that because he was tugging that Caleb playing beer. Yeah, for sure. But if y'all listen to Caleb playing story on the whole situation, Jamal was talking so much shit prior to that. So he took, Jamal took a bigger step than Alicia, but they were pretty much doing the same thing, talking shit, talking shit, talking shit. Nigga, Caleb wasn't going for it. Claressa wasn't going for it. I mean, they put hands on them niggas. Caleb Plant wasn't wrong at all, though, because he was getting verbally assaulted and physically assaulted. Claressa, she was just getting some verbal assault. You feel me? But Dust 215 talking some real shit. He said females usually fall off faster than us. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, women, they much quicker to fight because typically they're more emotional human beings. So, you know what I mean? Men, they seem to think shit through before they take it there for the most part. I know I do. I just had a situation at the gym a couple weeks ago where niggas was talking crazy. And I knew these niggas from around the way. But I'm like, they ain't really know that side of me. I usually be keeping it cool. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yo, these niggas really think like they wasn't disrespecting me, nothing crazy or none of that. I'm like, oh, these niggas think that like I'm just anybody that just gonna be going for what they talking about. So shit started to escalate or whatever. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm really about to slap this nigga. But in my head, I'm like, nah, you got something, Mark. See, women, they don't do that. Women they see red. Women just be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You did this with my man, or you fucked me, or you fucked my baby dad, or you did this, you did that, or you got beef with my sister. Like women just take it there. They don't sit there and think through things logically. They're not, for the most part, the traditional woman isn't really like the most logical person. They seem to deal more with feelings. You know, like a traditional man, they deal with logic. That's why a lot of times women and men bump heads. You feel me? But yeah, women do pop off quicker than men do. That's a fact. Yeah, he did slap Maul twice. He said the camera only caught the last one. That's crazy. He said, "Don't ever grab my beard again, boy." I'm like, dang. That shit was hella similar because when Caleb slapped Jamal, he said, "Don't ever fucking touch my face like that again, boy." That boy had some emphasis on it too, boy. This nigga Claressa slapped Alicia. Alicia, I'm sorry. I keep calling her Alicia. Claressa slapped the dog shit out of Alicia. She said, "I hate when you run your mouth. I hate when you run your mouth." I never heard that before. I never heard that before after a fight, or at least like some confrontation. I hate when you run your mouth. I hate when you run your mouth. Oh my god, that shit had me dead. But yeah, that's all. That's the last time I'm gonna be speaking about that, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment right there. You know what I mean? We're about to be an hour in. If you appreciate the content, y'all go ahead and hit the like button, man. Shout out to the 37 people that's in the building. Bella Faith came through and said, "I'll beat your ass right now" is a direct verbal threat. So I would pack it up on the lawsuit talk. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And Alicia said that she's going to be approaching this shit from a legal and professional standpoint. Now, what does that include? We'll see. We'll see, man. The funniest shit I saw before I stop talking about this, before I sign off on this topic, the funniest shit I saw was they called her Alicia Chud Gardner. Oh my god, that shit had me dead on Twitter, bro. That shit had me super dead. They called her Alicia Chud Gardner. For those of y'all who know Chud the Builder and what he going through right now, I thought that shit was hilarious. And what threw me off about Alicia, that's how you know she pussy too. Not a female, not literally because she's a woman, talking about coward. She be popping all that shit on the internet any other time. Soon as Claressa slapped the dog shit out of her, she got nothing to say and she out here posting statements. Woo-wee. Super bad John. Oh man, that was crazy. Niggas call her Alicia Chud Gardner. That shit was hilarious. That shit had me cracking the fuck up at work. I ain't gonna lie. A core team full of crash outs, Keyshawn Shields and Crawford. Hey man, a lot of these boxers got loose screws, man. I think that's just a boxer. Like a lot of these boxers got loose screws, man. Just said Mazuma, she was still trying to argue after the slap. I heard it. Yeah, but the energy was different. The energy was different. You know what I mean? Before she got slapped, she all like getting all close to the security guard, and she like on her tippy toes talking shit. She was on her tippy toes. You easy, bitch. You're easy. You're easy, bitch. I'll whoop your ass right now. Like still talking because she couldn't do nothing else. You know what I mean? But instead of, you know what the right reaction would have been? To try to do something back. Even if you don't want to, at least act like it. You wouldn't be facing this criticism right now. You feel me? If Alicia would have like jumped all on the security guard back and all that shit and act like she was going to hit Claressa, they're like, oh shit, Alicia with it. What she do? Stood right in that same fucking spot she got smacked at. She ain't move a single foot away from that place where she got slapped at. Oh my god. That was crazy. But anyways, man, let's sign off on this topic. You know what I'm saying? And let's get into the next topic. We're gonna be talking about Keyshawn Davis wanting to fight with Floyd Schofield. Let me go ahead and pull this up for the people to see. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing the screen in the meantime. Let me see. Keyshawn Davis. Now, Keyshawn Davis, let's see where it's at. Can't find it. Let's see. So Keyshawn put out a story on his Instagram earlier today and said, somebody tell Kid Austin he could be next. Call my manager, Jay Prince. Now, I don't know exactly what started all of that. Wouldn't be surprised if Floyd Schofield did an interview talking shit about Keyshawn. Keyshawn got word and responded in that way. You know, Schofield and Keyshawn Davis have been having words on and off for some time now. So it's not necessarily a surprise that Keyshawn Davis is saying this on the internet. These guys been at odds for a little while, ever since Keyshawn was at 135 pounds, to be honest. You know, once the Schofields got in a contender type situation, they start talking shit about all the fighters and saying how they will knock this person out, they'll knock out that person. But we've seen the true colors of the Schofields when in, you know, possible big fights, or at least when big fights were offered to them. Like, you know, the biggest instance would be, you know, the Shakur Stevenson situation where they had to pull out due to some type of food poisoning or just being poisoned overall. They claimed Most recently they were supposed to fight former world champion, now journeyman, Jojo Diaz. They pulled out with a hand injury, which didn't even look drastic at all based off of what I've seen. And this is coming from somebody who's had hand injuries in the past. Didn't look like it was anything crazy. It looked like maybe a light sprain. But according to Auntie Sko, his son punches very hard, so they didn't want to take that chance. Okay, prior to that, they pulled out of fights with Lucas Body and Abdullah Mason. They asked for Abdullah Mason's team offered them a fight, and mind you, Abdullah Mason is with Jay Prince and them too. A lot of people don't know that Jay Prince is Abdullah Mason's manager. So they reached out, tried to get a fight going, and they asked for an insane amount of money. And of course, they didn't end up getting that. And then they ended up signing a deal with Golden Boy that was significantly less than that. Cool. So from then on, I knew that the Schofields were full of shit. Not the fighter, at least. I feel like he would genuinely fight anybody but his father. Talks a lot of big shit, but he knows exactly what level his son is at and isn't going to put him in any type of compromising situations unless it's for an absolutely crazy cash out. They told y'all that they was homeless before all of this boxing shit. So what Schofield is trying to do right now is put his son in the best financial situations possible. You know what I mean? And I see why them and Golden Boy get along so well, because Golden Boy doesn't have any intentions on having a young fighter fight anybody notable anytime soon. What they want to do is keep you undefeated, build your name up, and when it's time to get that big fight, they just cash you out. Just like a lot of these promoters do. But, Auntie Sko, he like having his son on the witness protection programs. Golden Boy, they have one of the best witness protection programs in the sport. So I can see why, they get along so well, or at least they've been in business and just re-signed recently. So, that's pretty much the rundown of Floyd Schofield and all of them. I seen that Auntie Sko had a response to all of this. Let's see exactly what was said. Let's see, where is it at? Let's see where it's at. Just came across it. Okay. So of course, Auntie Sko runs his son's, social media platforms. So he took it upon himself to go on his son's platform.
You right there with your man. What's going on?
And this is his statement. Let's get into it.
What's going on, Keyshawn? I seen it. Yeah, hell yeah, we would love to be next. Tell your manager to send a contract. I ain't contacting your manager. I don't work for you. You right there with your manager. He works for you. Tell him to send a contract if you really want it. Because you done bluffed us like that before. With the shaking Oscar hand. We going to be at the end of the year. I think this is another pump fake. None of y'all from that side wanted to cross the street. Y'all in that boxers protection program. What's going on?
So ironic that Auntie Sko said this, considering all he's ever done was protect his son from fighting, possible threats to his number one contender spot. But anyways, he's saying that his manager has to send him a contract. Managers don't send contracts, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, managers look over contracts. They negotiate fight purses. They do things of that nature. But, the ones who actually put together the contracts is the one who's organizing the event. So that would be Top Rank. That would be Matchroom. That would be, Queensberry. It would be somebody that's actually like in charge of the event. You feel what I'm saying? So, and before we even get into a contract, how could y'all get into a contract when, y'all haven't even accepted an offer? Why would they send you a contract if you haven't accepted an offer? So they're gonna take their time or take a couple days to write out a fucking contract. Whole time, y'all ain't even discuss the money. Shit don't even make sense. So look, man, Keyshawn Davis, I don't even understand why you calling out Floyd Schofield. He had 135 pounds. You know what I mean? You was calling out Abdullah Mason. He's at 135 pounds. You are at 140 pounds, and within your second fight of being at 140, you missed weight just like you did at 35, which prompted you to move up. You also go on after the Nair Albright fight to say that making weight is not for you. So, if with all of those things taken into consideration, why are you calling out lightweights? And you know Floyd Schofield's not going to 100. He's not leaving 140 pounds because he's waiting for his opportunity at 135 pounds for that WBO strap. So why even take the time to do that? It just makes me feel like Keyshawn's just calling motherfuckers out just off of the strength of being spoken about. You know, Floyd Schofield and them don't want no trouble. Even if you really did want to fight Keyshawn, you know, Auntie Sco and them don't want no problems, man. They trying to protect their baby boy because that's his meal ticket. If he fuck up the money right now, it's going to be hard for them to get where they want to go in terms of, you know, finances. So, Keyshawn, stop calling out lightweights, brother, because it look like you clout chasing at the end of the day. Schofield, stop acting like y'all interested when y'all know y'all probably going to ask for an absurd amount of money. And when they don't give you that absurd amount of money, you're going to say that they ducked you. Like, bro, we've seen this playbook time and time again. Nobody going for this shit no more. Y'all niggas can't be talking all this big shit about who y'all could beat and all this, and then y'all lining yourselves up to fight JoJo Diaz. You can't be talking about fighting niggas like Shakur, Keyshawn, Tank, and all them, but then, you know, while you calling them niggas out, you're signing contracts to fight JoJo Diaz? Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Shut out the niggas like Moses Atama who just shut the fuck up, keep their head down at work. You know what I mean? Don't be having nobody speaking for them. Don't be saying that he's ready for this, and that, and then he's settling and he's fighting Jermaine Franklin. No. Most of the time, are just trusting the process, bro. He's a young motherfucker. He know he got a lot of room to grow. You know what I mean? He ain't clout chasing. He just let his performances speak. JoJo was saved. JoJo's spiritual. Yeah. I remember him saying shit like that. Oh, God saved JoJo Diaz. Like, first of all, you can't speak for God, brother. You know how arrogant of a fucking person you got to be to speak on, you know, on God's behalf? Like, that's just some next level, just like ignorant, arrogant type business. My phone. I was looking down at my phone. Hassan 7 Fighter says, glad Alicia got slapped. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not going back to that. Y'all want to know my reaction about that situation? I could go ahead and rewind. So yeah, man, it just sound like two niggas who just be clout chasing and shit like that. And Keyshawn, you were just calling out Dev again. You just calling out Dev again after your fight with Nair, man. Why is you talking about fighting fucking Floyd Schofield, bro? What are we doing, dog? Like, I don't understand. Like, bro, you gotta pick a motherfucker to call out and just stick with that. How motherfuckers gonna take your call out serious when they all over the place? Like, when you heard David Benavidez call niggas out, he call out the same niggas. Like, Keyshawn, like, oh, I want to fight Devin Haney next, blah, blah, blah. Then after your fight, talking about, yeah, it gotta make sense, but right now, I mean, I'm talking about fighting Lewis Crocker. Huh? Where the fuck he come from? You talking Devin Haney. Then you talking about fighting Oscar Duarte? What the fuck? Where'd that come from? Oscar Duarte, the one who was getting hurt and punched on by Angel Fierro? That's what we talking about? Like, come on, man. Nobody going for that shit, cuz. No, we ask you to fight champions, unification fights. Don't make you're not paying for another belt and all this shit. Like, Keyshawn, so what you doing, bro? Keyshawn never mentions Gary Antoine Russell. He really don't, but Gary don't be saying shit neither. Like Gary a little weirdo too. Don't never hear that. Like this nigga always like Andy Hiroka almost gave that nigga that nigga Andy Hiroka gave that nigga a whole lot of trouble. But I don't be hearing Gary. Only person I be hearing Gary Antoine clown is Richardson Hitchens, and we all know he a turkey. We all know he turkey. So, you know what I mean, outside of all of that, like Gary Antoine don't be pressed about fighting niggas, bro. So why are we about to sit here? We about to boost his head up to call somebody out. If he ain't got it in him, he ain't got it in him. Well, Sway said, yo, Mark, I feel like Roach would give Key a hard ass fight. That's a good fight for sure. It's a good fight. I do think Keyshawn's better than Lamont Roach. Um, I think he's faster, but I don't know. It's a good one. That's why I stopped listening to Shakur call outs. Yeah. It's like y'all motherfuckers want to talk crazy about everybody. You want to call out everybody, but y'all so scared to call out each other. I can't wait till this shit all over. This whole Shakur and Keyshawn dynamic, I can't wait for this shit to be over. Bellaface said Schofield fights at 35. He also called out Roach and Duarte. So he actually wants to fight smaller guys and not dudes established in the weight class. Thank you. Great fucking point from Bellaface. Talking straight facts. Why are we calling out guys who, I mean, Roach technically fought at 140 his last fight. You know what I'm saying? It was like you called out Abdullah. Oh, can we make this fight happen? Or can we make this fight happen? Then with Schofield, okay, let's make this fight happen. Call Jay Prince. It's like, nigga, you're not going, bro. You struggled to make 140, bro. You had to strip butt ass. You had to strip butt ass to make weight. Like, bro, cut that shit out, man. Just go to 47, bro. Just make me feel like Keyshawn just want to be spoken about, so he just be saying whatever. And you can't say that this far fetched. Keyshawn literally got an interview out here saying that he was calling out Devin Haney when he knew he wasn't ready. What? Why would you say some shit like that? Because now niggas gonna have trouble trusting you when it comes to call outs and shit now. If you did it when you was a young boy, why wouldn't you do it now? He literally said that, y'all. He literally said that. I was calling out Devin Haney and I knew I wasn't ready. What? It's hard to take a nigga serious after that. Today was the Charlo's birthday too. Jamal Charlo gonna post pictures of him and Jamel and then write, Jamel, I hope you had a good birthday. Y'all niggas. Crazy. Keyshawn versus Tito Mercado. That's a great fight. I would love to see that. As much as Tito be talking, he definitely need a big opportunity. I seen Tito Mercado out there with Win Records and them. I wonder if he gonna sign a deal with them. Very interesting. You know, he just became a free agent, left Matchroom and all that. Look like he weighing his options right now. Definitely got to bring Tito Mercado back on the channel soon. I got his direct line, so I'll hit him up. But yeah, man, I've seen him at them Win Records events and all that. Wonder if that's something he looking into. Dimitri Salita and all them must have a nice little bag if Tito contemplating going over there. That's for sure. I've seen pictures with Tito Mercado and Teeth and all that. So, yeah. Did Tito sign the Salida? I don't even know. Was that official? I didn't see him say anything official. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did. As much as he's been around them, things are definitely progressing. Yeah. I haven't seen any posts anonymous. If you see it, let me know. Keyshawn should go to 147 to fight Barbosa. Makes perfect sense to me. You talking about Arnold Barbosa? That's a good fight. I mean, yeah, that's definitely a good fight. I mean, Barbosa only lost to Tio. And I definitely want to see Arnold Barbosa get another big opportunity because he's been beating some pretty solid guys, man. It's like Arnold Barbosa's like right underneath like that world title level. You know what I mean? Like he beat who he beat? He beat Jack Catterall, he beat Kenneth Sims, he had a few named Arnold Barbosa. I mean not Arnold Barbosa. Fuck is his name? Pedraza. You got some good names. Keyshawn versus Blair Cobbs. That would be hilarious. I would love the build up to that fight. Yeah, Jose Ramirez as well. Yeah, Arnold Barbosa got some solid names. He got some solid bodies on his record. Absolutely. That'd be a good little chess match too, man. Arnold real crafty. He's intelligent. Keyshawn, he's intelligent too. In that sense. Arnold only got one fight at 147 too. Yeah. It's a good fight. I never thought about that fight. I be forgetting about Arnold, man. I ain't gonna lie. But he's a top contender at 47 right now. Why not? But we got any last questions before we get up out of here, y'all? Keyshawn Davis versus Brian Norman Jr. It's a good fight. Very dangerous fight. Very dangerous fight. Garcia versus Button. Yeah, I've been hearing about that, man. But how many times have we heard Ryan Garcia say that he's gonna fight somebody at this date and then, the shit just be capped? Like when it comes to Ryan Garcia, the fights just got to be announced through the official, you know, people that's taking part in the event. Golden Boy, Riyadh Season, Zufa, whoever the fuck it is. It's just gonna be interesting after all that shit Oscar De La Hoya done said about Zufa. Conor Ben's a Zufa fighter. Ryan Garcia is still a Golden Boy fighter, from what I understand. Will there be some obstacles in making that fight happen? We'll see. But that's a decent fight. You know what I mean? I think Ryan will beat Ben, to be honest with you. I think Conor Ben is absolutely depleted at 150 pounds. So imagine with 3 more pounds off of him, how much more of a drastic weight cut that'll be. And I'm not rooting for neither one of them. They both fucking drug cheese. They're very unlikable characters in my opinion. So I'll just be watching the fight from a complete neutral side. And whatever made the best cheat win. So that's how we gonna sign off on this live. You feel what I mean? Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob for coming through and showing love as always. Y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out. That'll be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We went into the 3,500 mark. Looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Until then, I'll be back at y'all with another video, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. Up out of here, man. Peace.